timer ready?
Yes.
Judges ready? Affirmative team ready? Alright, so let's have a few things I want to say. The affirmative team would say how we'll send the prisoners to go work in prisons, but I mean not for factories. But how many factories are there? We don't know. I mean the exact number. And also, what skills will the prisoners be learning from these factories while they're working? What skills will they acquire from working in these factories? And we don't even know exactly what they will be working with. And they were saying how mentally ill will not have to work in their first mandate. They said that mentally ill and sick will not have to work under their plan. But what is stopping prisoners who do not want to work from acting sick or mentally ill to get out from working? They're prisoners. They're criminals. I mean, they basically lie. It's their hobby. Also, under significance, when they gave how much money we're paying now for the prisoners per year, they said 4.3 billion. But they gave us that each prisoner would cost from $15 to $25 per year. I mean per day. I think. Nope. Yeah. Or yeah. So, but they picked the $25 and gave us the estimation from that. So that's assuming all the prisoners will cost $25. But so if their $43 billion estimate is incorrect. Under their harms and advantages, I think it's a third one. They didn't give any evidence that the prisoners having these jobs that will help them re-enter society. How will that help? What are they going? What if it doesn't help them? Also, with their new plan, we're giving them. We're paying the prisoners $4 an hour to work. When previously, just for doing nothing, we're giving them 12 to 40 cents an hour for their needs in prison. The money is still coming from generally us. So we're actually paying more for this plan than we have before, we are currently doing. Here's some disadvantages to their plan as well. Such as, how do we, so the prisoners are getting paid $4 an hour, but that allows them to create cheaper products, but than what the private markets currently produce, because of less salary payments to employees. But so the government will have to buy from these workers, but they're going to buy the lowest, of course, but they have to. And that would just hurt our economy, because if they're buying the lowest possible product, they're paying the lowest for their products, that less money is being put into our economy. So we're getting less money in our economy. Also, how do we know these prisoners will be skilled enough to work in these conditions in factories? I mean, if they don't know what they're doing, I guess you don't really want them in your factories making stuff you may sometimes, your life might rely on sometimes. Also, will the factories be safe enough for these prisoners? I mean, yeah. I have a piece of evidence here. It says about how inmates would work in dangerous conditions. This is from globalresearch.ca and from June 23, 2011. It says, prison work is often dangerous, toxic, and unprotected. At the FCC Victorville, a federal prison located at Old U.S. Air Base, prisoners clean, overhaul, and reassemble tanks and military vehicles returned from combat and coated in toxic spent ammunition, depleted uranium dust, and chemicals. That's not very safe conditions for prisoners to work in. They could get ill, they could maybe even spread the illness to other prisoners. They could even possibly die. And we can't determine the prisoners will actually do their best at their job. If they're forced to work, then, or they have to work, then they probably would not do their best. Because just think, if you were made to do something and you didn't want to do it, or are you going to do your absolute best that you can do? Probably not. Actually, I have some some evidence for the disadvantage I brought up earlier about the private market being hurt in the economy. It says, this is from prisonlegalnews.org, and it was on January 2009, and it says, existing federal laws requires federal agencies to look to Unicor first for goods and services they may need. And that would, yeah. I am now ready for cross-examination.